So Ron Pope, welcome to eTown. Good singing, good sweet songs, string section. It's beautiful. Nice change of pace. And as I understand, you had a whole nother batch of songs written and were ready to record, and then you had a daughter.
Yeah. So I mean, I started working on. The new record is called Bone Structure. I started working on it before the baby was born, and then I had this baby. And so usually I write a lot of songs. Like usually it takes me a lot of songs to get to the good stuff that becomes the record. And after we had the baby, I couldn't write any songs for a very long time. And I started to get nervous, honestly. And so then I started trying. I said, well, what if I try to write a song about what I'm experiencing right now? And it's such an emotional time. I mean, anybody who has children knows this. Like I was crying every day. Like I was crying. I'd be watching truck commercials on television. I'd be, these guys, they're so passionate about their work. They're just fueling America. God bless them.
You were clearly sleep deprived.
Yes, I was sleep deprived.
Not sleeping.
Just watching truck commercials, weeping. My wife would walk in the room like, what is wrong with you? Pull it together. And so anyway, at first, honestly, it was incredibly challenging to do this. I was trying to talk about this incredibly sentimental thing, but not in an overly sentimental way. I was trying to, and so that song...
That's hard to do.
Yes, it is. And I'm not, like I said to you before, I'm not a topical songwriter. It's very rare that I sit down with an idea like, I'm going to write a song about this particular thing.
And tell me about the Ron Pope before you had a kid, because the songs include some carousing and drinking and going out. I mean, there's some wilder subject matter in your pre-daddy phase.
And to be fair, honestly, so in making this record where I am speaking to her, I thought it would be disingenuous for me to stop talking about those parts of my life, because if I'm trying to answer questions. As for instance, there's a song on the record about the guy who used to deliver cocaine to my house. Man, I wanted to be honest about it because it was a formative part of my experience. Because when I was young and I started making music, I thought that you had to live in that way in order to be a musician. I thought that the partying was a part of it. And then I realized that in actuality what was happening was it was taking me away from the actual work of being a musician. And so it felt to me like I couldn't silence that part of my life. But obviously it gives you pause and it makes you really think when you have a little person looking at you and listen to what you're saying.
I mentioned earlier that you had a bunch of TV shows use your songs. Is there a favorite? Do you have a favorite TV show use of one of your songs as you look back?
Man.
Or do you even know what they were? What the shows were?
My favorite thing that we've ever done that had to do with television. When I first got popular on the internet in the beginning, it was such a new idea, like music getting popular on the internet. I just air quoted on the radio. I'm air quoting now. Music getting popular on the internet. It was such a new idea at that point, and so I kind of didn't know what was happening when my project kind of started to rumble down the mountain and gain steam. So within the first 6 months of that, MTV still had that TRL show. And I had watched that as a kid. And so I got a message on MySpace, of all places. That's how long ago this was.
Yeah.
I was using MySpace. I also did not have a beard yet. And so I got a message, and they invited us to come and play one of my songs on there. And that was the most exciting thing, because a few months before that, I had no fans. I was like playing for people in, like 3 people in a sushi restaurant a few months before that. And then I was on national television playing one of my songs on a show that I had watched as a kid. So that was probably my favorite television thing that we've done.
Yeah, that's cool. And as I understand it, when you were growing up, you were sort of a Springsteen-obsessed young person.
I always did love Bruce. I still love Bruce. He's like a superhero.
Did you go to college in New Jersey because that's where Bruce was from?
So my family is actually from New Jersey. I was born there, and then I grew up in Georgia. And I went to New Jersey to play baseball at Rutgers. I didn't go there to go to school. They made me go to school. I went there to hit the little ball with the stick. And then I was there for 2 years, and then once I wasn't able to play baseball anymore, I went to NYU and grew my hair out, and my pants got a lot tighter, and here I am.
And you had cocaine delivered to your apartment.
Yeah. Short beats copping on the street.
Yeah. Listen, I think it's a really candid conversion you've gone through. And it's cool that one of the things that people don't really recognize about people who are self-employed in the arts is that, yes, touring musicians have to go on the road. Touring musicians have to go in the studio. You got to play gigs. You got to do the thing. But when you're home, you're home. And you really get to be with your child. You get to be with your wife. You get to sort of be a family person in a way that many people who have 9-to-5 jobs really don't get that level of connection and that opportunity to really hang out.
Yeah, I feel like my daughter is probably going to think I'm a handyman or something, because I'm always in the house, like moving furniture, hanging things, or I'm generally walking around in an apron. Also, I'm doing a lot of cooking in the house, and I do all the laundry. That's like maybe either the least or the most rock and roll thing about me is that I do all the laundry in my house. Well, like if I was to go on tour for a very long time, I don't know what would happen to my wife. Like she'd be wearing dirty clothes, I guess.
Yeah. I think as a mom of an 18-month-old, she's wearing dirty clothes. You can just count on that.
Yeah.
Well, listen, we've got more music to get to. It's great to get to know you a little bit and to hear your songs. And again, congratulations on your success and the evolution of your creative arc as a direct result of you having a kid. It's awesome. Yeah.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, and just be aware that there could be a time where all you do is cook and do laundry and stay home. So
I am quite aware of
You're aware of
this.
that, okay. All right. Well, meanwhile, we're glad that we got you out of the house and you're here to play some music. Welcome back, if you would, along with this band, Ron Pope.
Remembering St. Augustine wasn't quite 23, with a bag full of secrets in a maze of concrete and a busted lip. I came by honestly. What will become of me?
Hi, this is Nick Forster from eTown. If you want to stay up to date with all the performances, interviews, and behind-the-scenes footage, click the subscribe button. Thanks.